Hello everyone, my name is Uriel and I am excited to be part of this month's Talented Creators collaboration. As hosts, we have DIY with Aurea and Lolly's Creations. And as a guest host, we have OK at Home DIY. The links to their channels and the playlist will be in the description box. I am excited because today I have a special DIY for all of you. This DIY is focused on Mother's Day, so let's get started. Here is the backstory for this DIY. One day I wanted to create a painting for someone and used an image from a physical calendar. I couldn't find the original one, so I blurred this one as it is not the same one. I created this painting in the center in 2021. I gave it to my aunt, whom I have not seen in over 20 years. I wanted her to have something from me, and she loved it. A few years later, I went to Hobby Lobby and found a black window frame, and I knew what I wanted to do with it. So that is today's DIY. It doesn't look like my painting or the original image, but one thing inspired the next one. So stay until the end of the video as this becomes a meaningful masterpiece. For this DIY, I will use this 24 by 20 inch picture frame, this black window picture frame from Hobby Lobby, some wood for the steps, air dry clay for the wall, some greenery to embellish the door. Also, I will be cutting this piece of plywood to make the doors and other optional materials. First, I will draw the doors using the black picture frame. Using this jigsaw, I will cut around the arch, and then with the table saw, I will cut the center to make the doors. I pre-cut these two pieces of wood to create the steps. I will glue them together and let them dry for a few hours. Next, I will mark the areas where I will be placing the air dry clay to form the wall. It is time to place the clay on the board without going over the markings I just made. I need to make sure I sprayed it evenly, not too thin or too thick, as you can see here. I will place the clay in sections as it starts drying right away. So after I place a section of clay, I will use my tools to dry bricks or stones, give them some texture, and adjust the clay as needed. Here is the outer wall. I will let it dry for 24 hours. What do you think so far? After 24 hours, here is the piece. Next, I will mix gray acrylic paint with water to age the bricks and highlight the texture of the clay. I need to dry out any water coming down the board. I will stain the doors using this brown antique wax. I want them quite dark, as I will add some white paint later on. Now, I will paint the steps using gray acrylic paint, as I want them to look like they were made of concrete. Because I don't want to break the clay, I will glue it to the board using a 6,000 glue, doing this all around the clay. I want to point out that the clay shrunk a little bit, but I will make it work. After 2 coats of gray paint, I will apply some white wax and let it dry for a few hours. Next, I will glue the fabric to the inner part of the doors using a thin coat of Mod Podge. Now that the fabric is nice and dried, I will cut the excess. It is time to attach the backing of the picture frame using stenciling glue and let it dry for 24 hours. As you can see, I am using fancy clamps to hold the pieces together. Now I will move on to prep the doors with masking tape to do some stenciling using white paint. And here are the doors, nice and dried. As I mentioned before, the clay shrunk a bit. To blend the backing with the bricks, I will paint gray all around the clay. Using stenciling glue, I will attach the backing to the large picture frame. Also, I will be gluing the black window picture frame and the steps using the same type of glue. Next, I will attach the doors, placing 2 hinges on each side. Now, using wood glue, I will attach a weather strip to one of the doors. It is time to attach some embellishments, as you can see here. Here is the final reveal. What do you think of this piece? Let me know in the comments below. Open to see something beautiful. I decided to add a mirror, but you can add a picture or a message or both. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. See you on the next one.